Have you ever had a conversation with a girl that felt like it was going well, maybe even exciting, and then suddenly she stops replying? No explanation, no goodbye, just silence. And you sit there staring at your phone wondering what you did wrong. You scroll back through your messages, analyzing every word you typed, thinking, was I too nice? Did I sound needy? Did I say something stupid? And if you've fallen into the Blackpill space, you probably come to a fast conclusion. She ghosted me because of my looks. You start thinking she must have found someone taller, better looking, or with a stronger jawline. You believe it's over because you're not genetically gifted. You tell yourself that female nature is cruel and that dating rejection is just your destiny. But here's what I'm going to tell you today. She didn't ignore you because of your face. She ignored you because you failed a test you didn't even know you were taking. This hidden test is something most men completely miss, and unless you understand how it works, you'll keep getting ghosted, ignored, or dismissed. And each time, you'll dig deeper into the Blackpill mindset thinking you're just not enough. But you are enough. You just need to see the truth. Let's break this down. Women don't just test men out of cruelty. In female psychology, what's often misunderstood is that these tests are subconscious. It's not like she wakes up and says, I'm going to test this guy today. It happens automatically because it's part of how attraction works for them. It's how they separate the men who are emotionally strong from the ones who are just saying what she wants to hear. So what is this hidden test? It's this. She pulls away to see if you'll chase. She goes silent to see if you'll panic. She withdraws to see if you'll beg for attention. And most guys fail instantly. The moment she becomes distant, they overreact. They double text. They ask, did I do something wrong? They write long emotional messages. They break down. They try to win her back like it's a negotiation. And just like that, she loses interest. Not because of how you look, but because of what your behavior reveals. A lack of control, a lack of self-respect, a lack of emotional discipline. This is where the Blackpill narrative falls apart. The ideology says women are hardwired to reject anyone who isn't genetically superior. That looks maxing is your only hope. That your jawline decides your romantic future. But real attraction isn't that simple. Yes, physical appearance plays a role, especially in first impressions. But what keeps a woman interested isn't your face, it's your presence, your calm, your ability to hold your own when things don't go your way. Let me explain it like this. Imagine two guys who look the same. Both are average looking, maybe even slightly below average. Now let's say a woman stops texting both of them. One guy sends her 3 emotional messages back to back, trying to explain himself and win her attention. The other guy says nothing, continues his life, focuses on his mission, and lets her go without drama. Guess who she starts thinking about again? Guess who she respects more, even if she doesn't text back right away? It's the second guy. Always the second guy. Because in her subconscious mind, that guy just passed the hidden test. He proved he's not controlled by her behavior. He's not desperate for validation. He's solid. He's stoic. And that energy is attractive. That energy makes her feel something beyond just surface-level curiosity. It makes her wonder about him. And in dating, curiosity is everything. The reason this happens has to do with something deeper than attraction versus looks. It has to do with emotional polarity. She wants to feel a man's grounded energy. She wants to feel like he's in control of his life, even when she's being confusing or inconsistent. When you break down and chase her, you lose that polarity. You lose that mystery, and she loses her interest. This is why so many men in Blackpill communities feel hopeless. They're not actually unattractive, they just don't understand how attraction really works. They think they're failing because of their appearance, when in truth they're failing these emotional tests because they were never taught how to stay calm under pressure. They've never learned how to be stoic when emotions rise. They've never learned to sit with silence instead of reacting. Let me share a quick story. A guy named Jay reached out to me a while ago. He told me he'd been deep into Blackpill videos for months. He believed he'd never have a chance with women because of his height. He's 5 feet 5 inches. He said every girl he messaged either ignored him or stopped replying after a few days. So I asked him, what do you do when they start pulling away? He said, I usually send them a few messages, ask if they're okay, and try to be sweet. That's where the problem was. It wasn't his height, it was his reaction to distance. He was failing the hidden test. He was showing emotional weakness. Women don't want sweet messages when they pull away. They want to feel that you're unfazed. They want to know you're stable. And once Jay learned to hold back, focus on himself, and stop reacting emotionally, everything changed. The same girls who ignored him before started reaching out again. Why? Because he stopped acting like someone who needed their approval. This is the mindset shift you need to make. When she ignores you, don't panic, don't chase, don't try to prove yourself. Hold your frame, sit with the silence, live your life. Let her wonder, let her feel the absence. That space you create, that silence you don't rush to fill, is where attraction can start to grow. If you keep chasing every time she pulls back, she'll never see you as strong. She'll never respect you. And she'll never feel safe around you. Because she'll know she can break you with just one unread message. Now let me be very clear. Some women are simply not interested, and that's okay. Rejection is part of the game. But the goal isn't to win every woman. The goal is to become the kind of man who doesn't get shaken when things don't go his way. A man who builds himself not for approval, but for purpose. That's the difference between Blackpill thinking and stoic strength. The Blackpill says, you're doomed unless you're born perfect. Stoic dating advice says, you win by mastering your mind, not your jawline. One keeps you stuck, the other sets you free. So the next time she ignores you, don't see it as the end. See it as a test, a challenge, an opportunity to rise instead of crumble. And if you can stay calm, focused, and purpose-driven, even in silence, you've already passed. You don't need to be a supermodel. You don't need to be 6 feet tall. You need to be solid. And women can feel that energy from miles away. If this message made something click for you, do me a favor, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment below telling me about a time you were ghosted. What did you do? And more importantly, what will you do differently now? Because you're not a victim, you're just a man who's learning, and that makes you dangerous in the best possible way.